Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, and we're on our way to the trail. We got rocked by some pretty bad storms yesterday, high winds, torrential rains. The power is still out at my house. It's been out for 16 hours. So wasn't nothing I could do about it, so I might as well go to the trail. So we're headed to the North Country Trail in a little village called St. George, and I got permission to park in a resident's driveway, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hike the opposite way of what I went last week. I'll be going upstream the river to the end of the Kennerdale Tunnel where I left off last week. And I'm estimating that should be around about a 5 or 5.5 mile round trip. So that is, I don't know. I'm seeing lots of trees cut up already on the way down this road, and I got probably 5 more miles to go. So I don't know. I may get stopped. We'll see what happens. I'll see you when I get to the river. All right, we made it to our destination, and I was fortunate enough to talk to one of the neighbors and tell him why my vehicle was sitting in this driveway, because the people that I got permission from and the people that own the place are actually not there. So, all right, the river's down there. You can see the bike trail there, and we are gonna be heading this direction for about 6 miles, or no, 3 miles. 6 miles round trip is the plan, somewhere thereabouts. So let me go get my gloves out of the Jeep and we'll get going. Okay, like I said, I'm in a little village called St. George, and I can tell there's no power down here. There's generators running all over the place. So we're not the only ones without power. It's a beautiful day today though, but man, did we get it yesterday. Holy cow. I was in the parking lot at the Clarion Mall sitting in my Jeep because it was raining so hard I couldn't see to go anywhere, and the wind was rocking the Jeep so bad that I thought it was going to flip over. But boy, you wouldn't know it today. But then again, yesterday started out pretty nice too, but it sure went to hell in a hurry. So a lot of people out down here. I got to talk to the neighbor of the people who were gracious enough to let me park in their driveway. So yeah, he and I talked for a bit, and I came down here with the intention of leaving a note on my vehicle for the neighbors so they'd know why I was there, and I forgot to bring something to write with. So I'm glad he came out and I got to talk to him. Let's keep doing it. All right, there's a blaze, just to verify this is the real thing. And here's one of those Erie to Pittsburgh mile markers. I'll show you it here. .106, just for reference of what we did last week. All right, this should go pretty easy, I hope. Pretty cold though. Moving out of civilization and into the wilds. Oh man, it's colder than I anticipated. They say it's supposed to get up to 41 today. I hope it does it pretty soon. I'm getting a little chilly. But look at all that blue sky. I'm a little over a mile in, and according to my GPS app, I just passed North Country Trail, Pennsylvania mile 112. That is 112 miles from the Pennsylvania-Ohio line to here. And I'm spending most of my time picking up sticks and kicking sticks off the trail. We're getting real close to the shelter area, and I'll take you down there and show you that. Been a while since I've been down there myself. Last time I was down here, the shelter was in pretty bad shape because it gets chewed up by porcupines. So I'm going to go down here and check this out for myself, even though I've been here, but I haven't really been here since I started hammock camping. So I'd like to go down and check out where the trees are and from a hammock camping perspective, because it's really a nice area right along the river. It's a nice little watershed right here. We'll be there in a minute. Well, I see two hammock trees right there, but might have to knock down some weeds in the summertime to use them. But here's the shelter. Yeah, there's been a lot of repairs done to this thing since the last time I was here. So the river's right there. If you're canoe camping, let me take a look at this. Yeah, you could probably get out down there somewhere and drag your canoes up. Looks like there's a little sandbar or eddy there, and right across there's like a waterfall or some type of watershed. But there are camps right across the river, so you could potentially have some noise depending on the people who live there and use them. This is a nice area. The trail's right up there. I'm gonna sit here for a minute and snack on my M&Ms. I'd say somebody's done a lot of work on this thing since the last time I was here. It looks a little more varmint proof now. All right, I'm gonna snack on my M&Ms, and hopefully, there used to be part of a barge on up there a little bit. We'll see if I can find it, and I'll tell you what I think is the story behind it. So stay tuned. As soon as I down my M&Ms, I'll be back. That shelter is 1.6 from St. George. And as soon as I find a bike trail mile marker, I'll tell you what it's close to. But looks like we got a full blown down tree up here across the trail. I'll show you when I get to it. All right, not the view you were expecting, huh?
Yeah, I'd say probably about halfway between here and there. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's where I came from. I got through there, but the barge is right here. If I can get down to it, see what I can do. All right, I guess if I just practice a little patience and pay a little more attention, there's a direct route right down to this. So this is the barge, and it's right near where that shelter was. And let me get up a little closer to it. Now, back when I was a kid, like in the 60s and 70s, I used to do a lot of sand and gravel dredging in the Allegheny River up around Oil City, which, let me see, that would be like probably 22 or 23 miles from here. And these barges were pretty prevalent there for getting the gravel out of the river. Well, the story I heard, and I don't know if this is true, maybe somebody can verify it, was this barge broke loose from Oil City when Hurricane Agnes came through in 1973. And then it sat at the mouth of French Creek in the Allegheny River until about 1980, I think. We got flooding in both 1980 and 1983, but I think it was the 1980 flood that the thing broke loose again and drifted down this far, and this is where it came to rest. Now, just for reference, you can see the river is way down there. So can you imagine how high the water must have been to float this big heavy sucker where it's sitting? There's part of it there. The thing used to be completely intact, but over the years I think they've come down and cut it up and kind of disperse the pieces in case we ever get flooded again, so it doesn't break loose again and go God knows where. But it's right upriver from that shelter if you want to come down and check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, now that I know the way out of here without stumbling through pucker brush, let's get back up on trail. All right, finally, in all my messing around, I found a mile mark. Okay, the barge and the lean-to are just a little bit downstream from mile marker 16 with the blue North Country Trail blaze on it. I tell you what, I wish I could remember. I'm gonna have to look it up when I get home. The kid who did these new mile markers for his Eagle Scout project really did a beautiful job. It's got the mile routing on 3 sides. Got the nice relief cuts on the top of the post. Beautiful job. Thank you. Because those old ones are getting in pretty bad shape. I think we got a pretty good curve in the river here, but I think right up around this bend I should be able to see the end of the tunnel. and my destination. I'm going to try and zoom in on this. If you can see that thing sticking up vertically out of the trees there, that's part of the scrubgrass power plant. I don't know what that particular piece's function is, but that's where scrubgrass power is. Sometimes, I don't think that thing runs all the time, but when it does, you can just hear it echoing up this valley. You can hear it clear up in Kennerdale at the bridge. It's I don't know. You really got to listen for it, I guess, but unless you're really close. Am I in focus? Wow, I'm really zoomed in and getting the tunnel effect here. Yeah, this is a beautiful part of the trail. We got a little ways to go. I think we're probably, I don't know, 3/4, 5/8 of 1 mile from the end of the tunnel. Coming up on another phenomenon that I don't know what it is. So if anybody knows, obviously something to do with the railroad. Somebody told me one time they were like little shacks for the railroad workers to take refuge in bad weather. Not necessarily a place to spend the night or anything, but just like a shelter of some sort. I don't know if that's true or not. If anybody knows, please let me know. I'm at the bike trail 15-mile mark. I can see the houses on South Tunnel Road. So I'm getting really, really close. I'm very anxious to see how that waterfall that was running so heavy at the end of the tunnel last week is this week, because we got some pretty good rain yesterday. I want to see if it's more, less, or the same. And another goodly sized chunk of tree here. Here's where I stopped last week. There's our wildflower patch. There's the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna walk inside the tunnel just a little bit just to make sure I connect my dots. And the waterfall does not seem to be flowing any more or less than it was last week. Here, I'll show you. And doggone it, I forgot to look at my mileage before I switched to video, but I'm thinking it's about 3 1/4. when I get done with this segment, I'll come back and I'll tell you. Gonna go inside here just a little wee bit because I'm sure it's cold in there. Okay, that's good enough for me. Now it's back to the car. Excuse me, the Jeep. The Jeep. I gotta call that thing a Jeep. Back to the Jeep. All right, we're on the flip-flop now. 3.2 miles is what I ended up with, so it'll be 6.4 or thereabouts by the time I get back. And what that makes for a total, I'll have to put it in the video description because I'm not sure. But here's a sign I didn't see before. I want to see what it says. I'll show you. Shooting into the sun. I don't know if you can see that. I'll leave it go for a little bit so you can read it. Don't kill bald eagles. Well, that went by pretty quick. Back to the 17-mile mark of the bike trail, and I can see the ATV barriers down here at the where you go back into the village of St. George. So I'm pretty near done. I think the mileage should end up being about 6.5. I think I had 3.25 if I remember right. Got to check the track on the GPS, and of course I'll put all that in the video description. But I got in a little pocket where I had some cell phone service, so I texted my wife, and she informs me that we still don't have any electricity at home, so maybe I'll just keep walking. I don't know. I can't take a shower, I can't flush the toilet, I can't watch TV, I can't edit videos, I can't upload videos, so is there really any sense in going home? We'll see. But we're getting her done. We're almost done, almost back to the Jeep. I am back to the site of the barge and the lean-to, and I just came through that blown down tree again. And I don't think I mentioned it before, but something worth noting is within about 200 or 300 yards of this lean-to, there's two real nice water sources. They're both flowing good right now, of course, but the one in the summertime, and I don't know, it could be a little iffy, but the other one I think should be okay. And it's got like a little stone arch bridge over it, because I don't know if I ever noticed this or not before, but it's been a long time since I've been down here. There's a little side road or something over there. Maybe it was a railroad siding, I don't know, or an access road or something for the tracks. Not really sure. But there's a bridge that goes over the waterway that I'm talking about, and it looks like it should flow decent even in the summer. But yeah, I definitely have to get back down here and do some camping down there at that lean-to. if I could get down here before the weeds grow up too much, there's 3 or 4 good hammock trees down there. That's what I want to do. Mileage. I think we're about halfway back. Don't know though. I shut the GPS off. And as far as total mileage, I'll have to figure that up when I get back somewhere, when I can either get my book or look on YouTube to see what I finished at last time. But I think it was a little over 70. Not sure. I made her back. I made it back. Yeah, I can see the house where my Jeep is. So, you know, usually I go up and take a shot of my Jeep and the North Country Trail sticker and the take a hike thing and tell you to take a hike. But in the interest of the privacy of the people whose house I'm parked at, I'm not going to do that. So, let's see, I think I had 3.2 on the odometer when I got to the tunnel. So that's 6.4 for today. And since I don't know what I started with, I'll put it in the video description, but I don't know. They got power down here again. There's no generators running. I got in a spot a little bit ago where I had service. I texted my wife and we still had no power at home, so I can't cook, I can't do any of that. So should I really go home? Well, I think I better do it anyway. But so, coming to you from the Allegheny River Trail and the North Country Trail. Until next time, why don't you go take a hike? See ya.